What's up guys, Davis here, and today I'll be comparing these two phones, Samsung Galaxy A54 on my right here versus the Samsung Galaxy A73 on my left here, right? So I'll start off talking about the specifications of each phone, right? So the A54 here has the Exynos 1380 with 8GB of RAM, and the A73 has the Snapdragon 778G with 8GB of RAM as well, right? So let's go ahead and start off with speed test. Let's confirm that I have no apps in the background of each. Okay, let's start off with phone. That was slightly faster than the A73. Contacts, that's a tie. Settings, a tie. Camera, that was slightly faster on the A54. But you guys can make your own judgment based off what you see. Sometimes I'm looking at the viewfinder and I miss the accurate result. Right down. We want to Instagram. Okay, I think that's the type clearly. Chrome. Right, that's the tie. Play Store. Slightly faster on the A73. GG. That's a tie. YouTube. Okay, that was first on the A54. Spotify, first on the A54. Master. Okay, that was slightly first on the A54. Let's go ahead and look at the number of layers you can edit on each. So as you guys can see here, the A54 here can edit a lot more layers of a higher resolution video versus the A73, as you can see. So the A54 can edit 3 layers of 4K versus the A73 can only edit 3 layers of 1080p. Yeah, so the A54 is significantly better when it comes to editing videos, at least in KineMaster. Right, so in this case of video editing, I think the A54 is a superior device. Right, so moving on to the games. Right, so starting off with FIFA. 1, 2, 3. Right, so I think that was slightly faster on the A54, but just slightly faster. So yeah, so I'll be doing individual gaming tests for these phones if you're interested in seeing how they each perform in each of those games. Yeah, right, so let's go ahead and open eFootball as well. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think that was slightly faster on the A73. The A54 is taking its sweet time. Right, let's move on to 3D Mark, which is where I tested these phones. Yeah, right, so 1, 2, 3. Right, so I think that was slightly faster than the A54. And yeah, so I did actually run the tests here, the stress test and the wildlife test, and I do have the results on both. And as you guys can see, the A54 performs better when it comes to this benchmark 3D Mark. Yeah, so this actually simulates like playing a game for a long time. This wildlife extreme stress test. Yeah, it goes on for 20 minutes, and so yeah, those are the results we got on each. The A54 outperformed the A73 when it comes to these benchmarks. Obviously, benchmarks aren't everything, but at least I would consider this to be fairly accurate because, yeah, they actually do simulation for that long period of time, right? And the wildlife test, as you guys can see, still the A54 is better. So when it comes down to this benchmark, the A54 is the winner, right? So I think that's all for the speed test. Now we can move on to the RAM management test. Okay, so the way I'm going to do the RAM management is going to be, I'm going to just go back and open the apps. the reverse order. Okay, in the same order that we opened them previously, but I'm just going to select random apps and open them. Okay, let's start off with contacts. Okay, maybe settings. Right, what still have it open? Let's go to randomize GG. Both have it open. You can go look at FIFA on both. Both have it open. Right, so I can look at YouTube here. It looks like it's reloading on the a73. Okay, so let's see Chrome. Both have it open. Let's see Spotify. Both have it open. Let's look at KineMaster. Both have it open. Go back to 3D Mark. Both have it open. Open football. Okay, both have it open. Right. So I think both of them perform similarly when it comes to RAM management, as you guys have seen, and you can't go wrong with either of them. Yeah. I think that's it for the RAM management as well. Yeah. So let's move on to the speakers test. So I'm going to be testing out the speakers and how they perform, comparing them. Right. Right. So let's proceed with the speakers test. Right. So I've opened up the same video that I usually use for my sound test, and we're going to be playing them back to back, and we see what they sound like. And you guys can judge for yourselves. So let's start off with the a54, which is on my right here. Open this. Right guys, so I'll let you guys be the judges of that. Yeah, so it will be best if you're using maybe earphones or something like that, headphones, whatever. Yeah, I'll let you guys be the judges of that, but based off what I'm hearing, yeah, I'll personally go with the a54 here, but it's just a slight difference. Not really, yeah, it's not something I'll base on to choosing between these two phones. They're really close when it comes to the speakers, but yeah, if I was to pick one, I'll go with the a54, in my opinion. Yeah. Right, so that's for the sound test. Now we can move on to the cameras. So for the cameras, I can say that yeah, these two phones are very close. So for the a54, right here you have the 50 megapixel main sensor, and the 108 on the a73 right here. But when it comes to the photos, I would say that I would prefer the photos on the a54. Most of the time they will be more accurate, they will be sharper. Yeah, and yeah, the photos on the a73 also seem like they seem to have like a green tint on them. Yeah, I think I'll be doing a more detailed camera comparison between these two phones later on. But yeah, for now I'm just going to say that yeah, if I was to choose between these two phones for camera, I think I would side with the a54 one. More so for the selfie camera, I think the selfie camera is much better on the a54 here. Yeah, and even the video, I think, yeah. But anyway, for the video, it's not that big of a difference. I compared them, but yeah, I couldn't really make out a winner when it comes to video quality. They're really close. Yeah, so that's for the cameras, guys. I'm not going to say too much about the cameras. I'll be making a separate video to compare them in detail. But for now, I think let's go with that. The cameras, if I was to pick one, personally, I would go with the a54 right here. Moving on to the battery. So when it comes to the battery, I think I'll say they are really close. Yeah, the a54 has 5000 mAh battery, and the a73 also has the 5000 mAh battery. And in my time using both, I'll say that you can't go wrong with either. They're really solid, both of them. Yeah, and yeah, you would think that the a73 with a bigger display would perform worse, but I personally I haven't noticed a difference, any dramatic difference. Yeah, and obviously the a54 has a better display in the sense that it has dynamic refresh rate. It can be throttled down to maybe 60. Yeah, and yet this, if you turn on 120 hertz, is fixed. Yeah, so maybe that could help in battery, but in day-to-day use I haven't really noticed that big of a difference, to be honest, when it comes to battery. And they also charge at the same speed, so of 25 watts. Yeah, so when it comes to battery, I think they're very closely matched right here. I think I'll talk about the display. Obviously, the display is much better for me, and in my experience I would say that the display technologies are better on the a54. But as you guys can see, obviously the a73 has an advantage in having smaller bezels and also having a physically larger display, as you guys can see right here. But when it comes to the quality of it, I think I personally prefer the a54 right here, and I also prefer the aspect ratio of the a54, much as it has bigger bezels. That's the only thing I really hate. If it was at this size with like thin bezels that would be comparable to the a73 here, I think it would be a perfect aspect ratio for me, right? So that's about the displays. Yeah, I'll prefer the display on the a54 outside of the bezels it has. Yeah, and maybe I would have preferred it to be bigger, but yeah, it is what it is. So when it comes to the displays, yeah, I'll go with it. The last thing I'm going to be talking about in this comparison is the updates. So as you guys know, the a54 being one year newer is going to get obviously an extra year of updates. Yeah, they both have 4 years of software updates, but yeah, the a54 is newer by 1 year, so it will be getting more versions of Android. But obviously, for now I think they're both solid. When it comes to updates, you're going to be getting updates for a very long time to come for both of these phones. Yeah, you shouldn't be worrying about that. Maybe if you're really planning on using the phone for like the next 5 years, then the a54 might be a better deal. But the other thing you have to note is the a54 will be getting updates monthly, like the security patches monthly, whereas the a73 gets them every 3 to 4 months. In my experience, I've been using it for a long time, and the patches come in really slow, every 4 months, around there. So I think that's it for this comparison, guys. If I was to pick one phone right here, I'll probably pick the a54. I think it's priced lower, and it provides pretty much everything that the a73 rather provides. Like, you're going to get everything from this phone, the a54, that you get from the a73. Yeah, there's not really much of a difference outside of the bigger display on here. Yeah, and I also say something I've left out is the haptics. The haptics on this are much better on the a54. They are much improved. Yeah, haptics on the a54 are much improved as compared to the a73 or any other mid-range phone from the past, Samsung. Yeah, so when it comes to haptics, the a54 is better. So generally, I'll say that the a54 is a better package. If I was to advise a person to choose between these two, probably be pointing at the a54. Yeah, you can also get the 256GB version of this for less than the 256GB of this. Much as it's newer, much as the a54 is newer, you're going to get the a73. The a73 is going to be more expensive even to this day. Yeah, so generally, I'll give it to the a54 for this comparison. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.